of felony convictions, unpaid tax bills, and other legal issues. The restaurant is one of the mayor's favorites, and the Times is reporting the mayor visited La Baya on at least 14 nights in June. The article also points out the mayor is a regular at Zero Bond, a private members club in NoHo. The mayor is not a member.
You are!
There it is.
Hell yeah, boss!
Oh, hey!
Oh, yeah! Good morning! And welcome to episode 1025 of Hard Factor. It is Thursday, August 25th, 2022. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. Today, it is a robust blend in the cup of coffee in the big time with Mark. Did I get that right?
That's right.
It's a lot of prominent men in there.
It's accurate.
Yeah. Okay. It's all men.
It's 80% accuracy guarantee.
That's right. Oh, and if you're watching on youtube.com/hardfactornews, you'll see in Pat's Square our new 80% accuracy guarantee. And you'll have to look at it to see if it's spelled correctly.
It's 80% spelled correctly.
Right, exactly. So
double misspelling.
Double entendre.
But count how many letters there are in the words and then do the math, and it's about 80% accurate.
There you go.
That's a heady joke right
there.
On deck, we have Wes with a simple question. Is the new New York City Mayor Eric Adams worse than Bill DeBlasio? Whoa.
I hope not. What?
It would be hard to do.
He's well on his way.
Look at that. That's bad news for New York City. I've got a new German guy sleeping pilots and another murderous elephant in the TikTok International Moment. Another one, guys.
People be sleeping on the job. You guys saw that video on social media going around about that guy. He's on a like a forklift, and he falls asleep and he crashes into
dangerous.
He crashes into like a shelf, and it causes some damage in a warehouse.
You got to watch out.
Yeah,
an airplane can do some as well. Ask Osama bin Laden. Yeah. And finally, we're going to talk about the first AI rapper with Pat. Oh, you can't ask Osama bin Laden
because he's dead. Because he got him.
Suck a dick, bitch. Okay, and we're gonna talk about the first AI rapper ever of all time.
Controversial. FN Menka. He got dropped by Capitol Records after a real short contract. So perhaps the shortest in history. As a mid-level expert on the music industry, I'm saying I'll put an 80% guarantee shortest major label record contract in history.
Wow.
Okay.
I can't wait to hear about it because this is a game changer for everybody. The first AI rapper. Also,
Lil AI.
Can't wait for the next Fatathon to begin because I don't know about you guys, but I've just been like everything that looks tasty, I just look at it and I go, well, you know what? It's the last couple weeks before the next one.
How many cakes did you guys eat last night? Because I ate 3.
Been abusing my body.
I'm sweating. Yeah. Just reading that top 4 minutes was sweating.
Yeah, I bet. Well, do you guys want to dive right into it?
Yeah, let's do it. I want to.
Okay, I'm just going to do it then.
Yeah. Cup of coffee in the big time.
All right, we'll do the honorable mentions, then the top story. We call it the cream of the crop. But first, we're going to do some jokes of the day. I got a blonde joke for you. I found a couple I liked. 2 blondes fell down a hole, and one said, "It's dark in here, isn't it?" And the other replied, "I don't know. I can't see."
Idiots.
Yeah.
Fucking idiots.
Another blonde joke. Yeah, you can like replace Polish with blonde, the same thing. Another blonde joke or Polish joke. The Polish blonde opened up the box of Cheerios. What did the Polish blonde say when she saw a bowl of Cheerios?
I don't know, Mark. What'd she say?
Oh, cute donut seeds.
Fucking dumbasses. Fucking dumbasses.
Let's get to the Discord. Our listeners, here's one from Lowlife Louie. What do you call a nurse with dirty knees? The head nurse. Get it?
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Louie.
guess
Low
she's
life
giving
Louie likes a little
I don't like it.
nurse
And then
action.
this one I want to have Wes read because since he has a half Asian kid, he can, this is pretty much half the reason he had one.
look at that.
Go ahead and read this one for Mama C.
Why can't two Caucasian people have an Asian baby? Because two whites don't make a Wong.
Are we allowed to laugh at that one, Wes?
Of course you
Well,
are.
if Wes
That's a
says
great
it.
Two whites don't make a Wong.
All right. Something Wong.
It is a common last name. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
More Chinese than a
Chinese.
Chinese notebook, right? Okay, honorable mentions. Sylvester Sly Stallone is getting a divorce from his wife, Jennifer Flavin. She's a looker.
Flavin.
Flavin. He's been married her for the past 25 years, so that sucks. You hate to see it.
Power
He-
couple.
He's even getting a tattoo. He got a tattoo of Flavin covered up. Let me see. Here's the before. So he had a tattoo of Flavin's face, kind of you can see on his shoulder there.
Oh, wow. It's prominent.
On his right shoulder, he's got a tattoo of Flavin's face. He got it covered up with a tattoo of his dog, Buttkiss, who is he's not this dog because Buttkiss was in the Rocky 1 and 2, which is like from the 70s. So he was like, hey, go ahead and come up with a tattoo of Flavin's face with Buttkiss.
I love how Sly Stallone in that photo has a Rottweiler, and instead of a normal collar, it's just a chain around the Rottweiler's neck.
Put chain on the dog.
That's so on brand. I mean, he's just loving his Rottweiler and his wife beater with his chain and his dog's chain. They both have matching chains.
Yeah, I don't mean like
that's
like
what
a
caused the
rapper
divorce,
chain.
apparently. A fight about
right, no, like a
getting another
thin
dog.
chain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
really?
wanted another dog and she didn't, and so they got a divorce. And when asked about the divorce, Stallone said, divorce.
Damn, that was what they got divorced over? They'll get back.
Yeah, I
together.
mean,
That's
it's
some
probably
dumbass shit.
Probably he was fucking all sorts of whores.
How old is
Right.
he?
That's the last straw.
That's the public
Yeah.
explanation.
He's 78, right?
He's 76. Stallone married the former
He looks
model
great
and
for
super
76.
hottie who was 22 years his junior back in 1997 when she was 29 and he was 51. Nice. Probably met her in a gym or something because look at 76-year-old Sylvester Stallone. He looks incredible. I mean, the guy he's shredded. He's in incredible shape.
That's a no
Sly.
excuse body right there. That's
No.
that's infuriating.
Oh, he
Guy
tells
doesn't
you
hit
every
the
day
snooze button.
too. He's a great Instagram follow. People like he gets canceled like every week, but he also like says some real shit on there, and he's always talking about how like you have to put in the work. Sly,
I followed
obviously,
all
puts it in.
14 Sly Stallone accounts last week.
Well, there's only one real one.
Well, dude, apparently not.
Well, normally it's
I had 14 suggested Sly Stallone accounts. I followed them all.
normally, it's like rich, famous celebrity chases, it gets a trophy wife or second wife or third wife, and she's young and hot, and he's Kelsey Grammer, but not in Flavin's situation. Flavin got to bang super in shape, jacked up 50 to 60-year-old Sylvester Stallone, and still got a huge allowance. Pretty sweet gig for her.
She still looks great too.
Lucky
So
her.
She does. They made beautiful babies. Speaking of
they're
Kelsey
both local
Grammer,
market strong.
Kelsey Grammer's a hound dog. That's widely known, right?
Yeah.
Kate and I went hiking. Maybe
Did you say alcoholic or hound dog?
both.
Okay.
Kate and I went hiking 2 months ago.
Who's hound? Is that what you
And
said?
we're driving back from the mountains of New Jersey. It was about an hour and a half from where we live, like really, really rural area. And we're driving back, and there's like a roadside bar, and it says next Friday, guest bartender Kelsey Grammer. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, Kelsey Grammer must be so rich. He was on TV in the 90s.
Oh, Frasier Syndicate, come on.
There's only
but
plus
Pat-
Cheers. There's only one reason he's guest bartending at that
you,
little
you
bar.
have
in
a
New
threesome that night every time you guess
yeah,
bartend
for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, he does. If
That's
you were to
Kelsey
play,
Grammer.
if
It's
you were
his
to do
favorite night of the month.
if you were to do like the before and after, like the Wheel of Fortune game for Kelsey Grammer, it would be booze, hound, dog, because it's both.
Pretty sure his wife is at the end of Howard Stern's movie Private Parts.
She was a Real Housewife of New Jersey.
Yeah, Camille.
Which one is his fifth wife?
He was in the Real Housewives of New Jersey a little bit.
I joke about Flavin too. She was a model and an entrepreneur. I'm sure she had her own money, but Stallone had money, more money than abs. I mean, the guy is rich. He's in great shape. He's
A lot
still
of
a catch.
franchises.
Still a catch at 76.
Just as successful.
Hey, you know what? That's why they had the sale. They just had a Prime sale on Stallone movies, probably because he's gearing up for this
Over the
for all
top,
these legal
baby.
fees.
400 million is what Celebrity Net Worth says.
I want to go on. I'm probably going to watch a bunch of Stallone movies. This is
Oh, I
Gearing up
just
to
bought
fuck a
Rocky
20-year-old
2 and
is what
Rocky
he's
4.
doing.
yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
he's
that's
gonna
true
bang.
West.
But
Yeah.
could you imagine the damage he would do at a place like the Villages at 76? Like, he's supposed to be at like the Villages. Could you imagine?
No,
old,
he's
No, he'd
got
be
it.
dead.
I know, but I mean, exactly. Old broads would be rolling out of their golf
Mark-
carts and breaking their hips willingly just to get a single grope on them.
They
There's
kill
got to
him.
be a celebrity
him.
Villages. You can't have Sly mixing it up with the regular Villages.
These women would kill. They would kill
Exactly.
each other to get to him.
No. There
So
would be
much KY
trampled-
The
necessary.
guys would kill him.
Yeah, everyone would kill him.
Yeah,
It would just
everyone
be
would
a
be dead.
madhouse.
Yeah.
You can't put him there.
There'd be semen and body parts everywhere. It would just be insane.
There's got to be like a Vegas version for high rollers, right? Like where they all like kind of live in the same like
Yeah.
you know.
I'm sure he's just
condo
gonna
type
get a 20-year-old.
No,
model.
they just fuck younger chicks. That's all.
Yeah.
That's their retirement is they fuck young broads.
Yeah, he has like a bunch of people that can help clean. I mean, he's still
Right.
able-bodied for the next 15 years. It looks like. I mean,
Good Lord, he's
Good
going to
Lord.
clean up, and so is she. I mean, hey, good for them. You know.
Yeah, she's hot too. All right,
But I do think they probably will get back together if they really just broke up over a fucking dog.
hey, maybe we should just get the dog.
you.
If that was really the only thing, there's no chance that divorce lasts.
Well, you think they'll buy the dog thing? Plex was hacked, guys, by a third party, and everyone's emails, usernames, and passwords are now breached. Thanks, Plex. Do you know what Plex is?
No.
It's a server that aggregates your streaming stuff, right?
Yeah, it's a server that I've given email, username, and password to. It's a streaming media server that organizes video, audio, and photos from a user's collections and forms and from online services and streams it to the player. So it's like your online library. If you have like all your Stallone movies can be in one category, Stallone movies. And stuff like that.
Oh, it's like Apple TV but better.
And it stores like unlimited data. Exactly.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's like yeah. So a lot of people use Plex. I use
It's great for
Plex.
guys that like had like remember the DVD guys that digitized their
Yes.
collection back in the day, and then they would have a computer that was a server with the digitized videos.
Shout out listener Jeremy who got
Right,
a
he
couple of
plexed
us
us up.
into Plex. He's Plex
Plex it
Daddy,
up.
but his shit's jacked now too. So Plex, way to go! It's pretty cool, except when they get hacked and give all your sensitive data to hackers.
Now, Mark, did you have that same password in your Plex account in other accounts that are maybe
So I don't want to
important?
say that out loud because the hackers.
Mm-hmm.
But
Did
what do you
Hard
think?
Factor have a
course he
Plex
did.
account?
What do you
I didn't,
think?
Right?
I think
Yeah.
yes. I think better change those passwords.
Mike's got one password for everything.
It was the dog thing.
I don't.
Oh, Stallone has definitely. It's probably like a two-letter
Mark,
password.
Stallone's password's buttkiss69.
Mark, wink at me if your password is the
Buck
same
is
as
two.
it's always been. Is your
No,
password the
I
same?
have like 5 passwords that I rotate.
But the original one is still.
I have an original one. Still.
Is it still in? It's still in rotation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's why he's got
But it's
14
not
accounts.
hackers.
I've known Mark's password for 30 years.
Right.
Coming up.
We just got to the bottom of why Sly has 14 accounts. He's been hacked so many times.
Yes.
His password has got to be so easily hackable.
Yeah, if I have a come up and get more followers, I'm gonna get hacked pretty quick.
Dumbbell 5.
Right. Rocky guy.
Yeah,
Something.
Rocky guy.
yeah, Balboa 3. Speaking of movies, because Plex and movies and Stallone. Speaking of movies, Aquaman 2 has been delayed. Probably because they've been trying to figure out a way to kill off Amber Turd's character, while simultaneously trying to not get yelled at too much by her on set. It's a tough gig, right?
Yeah.
No, she's gone. Right? You got to paint her out.
She's in it to begin. I think they're going to kill her off in the movie, but she's in Aquaman too.
Yeah, like a CGI death.
What a
immediately.
devastating thing as an actor, because people are going to be cheering if they kill her in the movie.
Oh, it's going to be hilarious.
Well,
There's going
what's
to be like
got to hurt for her is
so
that
much cheering in the theaters when she dies.
Ezra Miller is surviving the whole thing he did.
They need to
and
kill him off,
She has been thrown into the garbage bin.
She has.
I mean,
It's tough.
get?
It's tough.
that's tough to watch for her.
Well, the fake donations to the ACLU, and then the ACLU being
I'm
a
not
piece
saying
of
she
shit.
doesn't deserve it. I'm
Yeah.
not saying she doesn't deserve the punishment. She just that's
tough.
She's getting her comeuppance big time this year.
Yeah, it's tough. The Iron Sheik did weigh in on this delay, saying on Twitter, what movie better, Aquaman 2 or Hulk Hogan Go Fuck Yourself Forever 4?
Still keeping the beef alive.
Yeah, he is.
Still keeping the beef alive.
His stick just doesn't stop.
And they did release some cover art for the movie to tease us a bit. And it's there it is. It's Aquaman. He looks like he speared a turd. Yeah, with his trident.
Right.
Nice.
She must have been in the bed, and he got his trident out and speared it.
Oh,
So,
I see.
Right.
there's a big turd there. On one of
It's
the trident
covered in
prongs.
shit. The promo.
What did she do? What have you done? Sports update, not a good one. Once again for Oklahoma City Thunder fans, like, oh no, what? Why again? We were just talking about it on the Patreon show this week about how tall freaks have body issues and get hurt a lot because their parts are so enormous and easy to damage.
Big
Yeah,
parts.
very gentle.
Yeah, that's
You gotta
what
be
we were
gentle
talking
with the
about.
tall guys.
Well, it turns out that was exactly the case for the number 2 overall pick from Gonzaga, Chet Homgren.
Oh no.
Good.
No, what
The
happened to
weird
Chet?
looking, and he was like, everybody was like, there must be something up with his body too, right? Like this.
Yeah, let
that
me get
guy?
a picture. I'm pulling up a picture of
Yeah.
Chet Homgren. Chet Homgren is 7 feet 1 inches tall and weighs 190 pounds.
Right.
There he is.
Oh, you know what? He's like, you know when you see the videos of like the 8th grader that's 7'1", and you're just like, oh, I really hope this kid fills out, or he's
Right.
he's gonna get
He
injured.
needs to eat something.
This guy
In
looks
college.
like that, but he's a pro.
Yes,
Well,
he's
in-
22
at,
now.
at Gonzaga, that's why everybody knocked them and nobody picked them as the title winners last year because everybody said like this kid's body can't make it through the tournament.
Well, was Dirk like that? Like, because
No.
you thick out when you're like
no.
24, 25.
Maybe his first 2 years, but Dirk got thick quick.
Right.
No one's really
Was there anyone
skinny.
that's ever come in?
Kevin
and been super
Durant's
skinny?
comparable.
This guy's alarmingly skinny. I mean,
Yeah.
he's
Kevin Durant's comparable, but
Yeah,
Kevin
KD,
Durant
yeah.
Kevin Durant also like isn't a down low player. He played the perimeter more. Obviously, he gets
he
rebounds.
can
too.
run.
Chet
Kevin
Holmgren's
Durant
like,
can run.
Chet
And his-
Holmgren's like a
yeah.
down low power forward or center, and yeah.
He's a Mirasan. Is that what you're saying? They're just throwing him out there
like
because he's a freak
Murasan.
tall.
Yeah, he's good at blocking shots. He's like a Murasan. And what happens to
Who
Murasan?
actually
What
sounds
happens
a lot
to
like
Yao
Sly
Ming?
Stallone.
What happens to Chet Holmgren is they tear ligaments in their feet, which is exactly what happened to Chet Holmgren. So he's probably out for the year. Not good considering he was looking good in the summer league, like a double machine, and starting off his career with torn foot ligaments before playing an NBA regular season game. Might as well bring out the tent and just shoot him. You know?
Yeah, man. Why don't
anytime.
you? Oh, has anyone watching Hard Knocks recently?
No, is it
Just
the
watched
Jets
it.
this
Caught
year?
up last
It's
night.
the Lions. It's great, but
Lions?
the wide receiver on the Lions, Will, you might remember this guy's name, but his dad was a Mr. Olympian, and his dad trains him and his brother.
Is it Saint? I forget.
Yeah,
his
it's
last
Saint
name.
something, Saint
It's like
Brown,
a-
maybe?
It's like a double name. Yeah.
But his dad trains both him and his brother who are in the league, and his dad was like, "Why you think my boys never get injured? Why you think people are walking around saying
Steroids?
They
no?
lift
Because he
lot
does a
of weights.
full body workout.
Well, all that as well, Mark. Is yeah.
the
Ahmad
steroids.
Ross St. Brown?
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
sick.
He's gonna have a real juiced up season. I would say.
Do you
Big
guys
time.
remember when Anquan Bolden of the Arizona Cardinals, who was never small, like took like one off
He
season?
was like
came,
6'4".
He came back and was like just like he looked like
David Boston did the same.
David
thing.
Boston. Yeah,
Remember?
they look like the
Yeah.
guy from Oregon who had like the shredded abs, like just looked like a
Oakman, John
bodybuilder.
Oakman.
Yeah,
That's
Bolden-
back in the day
yeah.
when everybody was trying to match To because To was so
Yes.
dominant.
Well, the
And he was
Cardinals
so
receivers
big.
took
Yeah.
some steroids that offseason.
Oh yeah.
Big time. Okay,
6'1". He was 6'1".
moving
80%
on.
accurate.
Nick Cannon is having his 10th kid.
This is a
I mean,
new
he
one
just
from the
keeps
last one we
doing it,
reported
man.
on like 2 months ago.
Good grief. Yeah, it's another
Yes,
one.
Wes. Yeah.
Jesus.
That guy's going to get one of us pregnant before he's done.
Oh, yeah.
Don't sit
Well-
on the John after Nick, you know what I mean?
No, but you know what else is a ricochet shot of this? Elon Musk is so jealous right now. If you're sleeping with Elon Musk tonight, you got to take the pill because otherwise you're getting pregnant.
That's true, Will. But remember what he said. He said he hadn't slept with anyone in a while when he was denying about like all those sexual assaults and everything. So like he can't announce a pregnancy for like another 10
No, he can't
months.
announce it, but he can
Yeah.
enact one now.
Yes.
Well, Elon knows
He
how to
can
do a
announce
secret
9
one. though.
months later.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
does.
He knows how to do a secret
Elon's
pregnancy.
a little liar.
Better than
He is.
anyone.
And he's also
Oh, yeah.
4 kids behind now that we know of. His 10th kid is
right.
with
He can't stand that. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? The richest man in the world is now 4 kids behind Nick Cannon, and his whole thing is about having as many kids as possible. Oh, somebody is getting knocked up this week.
Yes.
Nick's only worth $20 million according to Celebrity Net Worth.
That's 2 per kid. Yeah. So Nick, like Wes said, it's the same lady, Brittany Bell, who it's like his ex-girlfriend now. She's already pretty far along. It's his 3rd kid with her, and it won't be long now before Nick gets to number 10. As you can see here, and you're welcome, Dooley. They did a maternity shoot.
Oh yeah,
She's
look
in
at
her
that.
third trimester, and she just
So
was.
she's wow.
Yeah, Dooley's going to need to time how long he's looking at naked pregos today. Remember, under 2 hours a day, Dooley, or it's a problem.
See,
So he just did the Elon. He just did the secret baby. He did the here you go, number 9.
How many? He might have a few more of these in the irons in the pot.
does
He
he
might
just-
have 11 and 12. He hasn't announced yet, but he knows about them.
Yeah,
Does he just love fucking pregnant chicks? Is that his thing? Like he just keeps them pregnant?
He loves
Like,
fucking,
I
and he
think he
doesn't
likes
care if
fuck-
they're pregnant.
maybe he
doesn't
likes
like
fucking
to pull out.
pregnant chicks.
He likes the cream pie. Is what he likes to
You
do.
think
Oh,
Wes,
man.
he's keeping
Yeah.
all his women pregnant all the time?
All
I
the
think that's
time.
his thing. Is he likes to fuck pregnant chicks,
And
so
he's
gotta
turned
keep
on
them
by pregnant chicks, so
Yeah.
he knocks up other
Interesting.
chicks
It's a vicious
because
cycle,
he's
yeah.
so turned on. Yeah.
guys, the big issue here is Eddie Murphy. It's Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy has 10. He's tied.
That's his 10.
He's tied.
Mia Farrow has 14,
So
but
here you go,
adopted.
Pat, here you go. Here's the baby race for people that are relevant. You got Nick Cannon way out in front. Now I got Mick Jagger with 8 there. I got Cromartie from the cornerback. He had the show with all the kids. He's in there. Rod Stewart has 6 as well, and Elon was 6 in the back. But Nick Cannon is out in front. He has tied Eddie Murphy, and we all know he's going to pass.
You got to throw Eastwood in there, man. Eastwood's got 8. And I was wondering if Eastwood, or if there was a hound dog like from the 90s, because Scott Eastwood, who's an actor,
Yeah.
he didn't know, like that was a surprise baby. There's got to be like a hound dog, like
I don't want to see him.
an Eric Roberts type who was out just spreading seed. You know what I mean? Who's got
Oh,
a
yeah.
ton out there, I would imagine.
I think that Mick Jagger with 8 is like, they don't.
He's got
count,
more than 8.
They don't count the 3,000 that he has.
He's
Yeah.
got way more than 8. He's got so many groupie babies.
Yeah,
he
that-
has no idea.
They just didn't
about.
even bother him with
Yeah,
him.
yep.
Yeah.
He's got more than 8.
Can't be bothered, right? But yeah, Nick Cannon's winning the baby race in my mind. How many days is his schedule tied up with maternity shoots? Like
Yeah.
a lot.
a lot.
Baldwin must have a lot too, right?
Oh yeah, all the
'Cause of
Baldwins.
2 marriages. Yeah.
All the Baldwins. Yeah, Baldwin has like 6. Alec has like 6. I looked it up. Yeah. Let's move on though. After that, let's just go straight to
The cream of the crop!
and I think you guys know what it is. What happened yesterday? With an executive order, maybe
went-
President Biden.
I went to Flavortown.
Yes, Pat went to Flavortown.
Yeah,
Check
Pat
that out.
went to
Patreon.com/Hard Factor, where there's some food reviews. President Biden signed an executive order on Wednesday to forgive student loan debt for tens of millions of Americans. And if you make less than $125,000 a year, or less than as a person individual, or less than $250,000 as a couple, you are eligible to get up to $10,000 of your student loan removed, wiped away. And also if you took out Pell Grants, which I don't know what that is, but you can get $20,000 in student debt for recipients of Pell Grants removed. And the pause on paying student loans has moved out to December 31st. It's expected to help 43 million Americans, including one person I live with, full disclosure. So I'm a little biased here. And it is said to completely remove the student loan debt for about 20 million Americans. And yeah, let's talk about it. I know it's a very polarizing issue.
Well,
And also-
I think the removal part is the only polarizing part. So it's not forgiveness. What happens is these debts, all of these student loan debts, are then transferred to the taxpayers. So we're basically subsidizing
right.
college debt.
We were wondering how it's going to be paid. It looks like based on
Tax money, 100%.
tax incomes, bracket incomes, it's going to be paid out in taxes.
Tax
All
money.
those 90,000 IRS agents are going to pay for it.
Yes,
Yeah,
they will
they're
be
gonna
making
they're
sure
gonna
you pay your
find it.
fair share of
They're gonna
everybody's
find
college
it.
tuition. Yeah.
Yeah.
The idea being, though, theoretically, right? Like the idea
You're
being
stratifying the cost of college tuition over the American public.
Oh
That's
no,
the
Will,
idea.
that's the very service level take. What you're potentially doing is
That's actually what's happening. financially,
helping
Pat.
the economy potentially, right, by freeing up spending power for a generation of people saddled with debt.
Both are true. Both are
Sure.
true.
Yes.
Both
I mean,
of those
it's
are true.
redistributing debt
Yeah.
to the American populace as opposed to the people
And
that incurred it.
obviously, there's some
Yeah.
people that worked hard and paid off their debt. They're probably not too thrilled about this. There's some people that went to the military specifically to not have college debt. So mad
I
respect.
killed for this education.
Mad respect to those people. Not again, I was a little biased, but also remember that Biden said he was going to do this from the beginning. It's taken 2 years, but he didn't give an exact like I'm going to give
Well, I just think
$10,000
that-
away,
dude,
but this
I
was
just
a
think that
campaign
raising-
promise.
I just think that raising taxes, he already did the 87,000 IRS agents. Now he's raising everybody's taxes with the.
I'm just
paying
saying
for
it shouldn't
college
come
debt.
as a shock. Probably,
Yeah, he's just a tax raiser. This guy is just a constant tax raiser. That's what it is. You're gonna have to deal with it. Taxes next year are gonna be fucking insane. This dude has
taxes
raised
have
jacking
been
taxes
cut
up to the max.
Since
Max he can.
Reagan for the highest tax bracket since Reagan consistently. I mean,
Well,
just
they're
cut,
raising
cut, and then the lobbyists got in there and
they're going up now.
prevent the taxes from being raised, being brought back to their pre-Reagan level because the richest of the rich control the government.
You know
I'm
what's
gonna
weird
take
to
it
do though?
if I can. Sorry, haters.
Yeah, you know what's
I
weird to do though is
understand,
raise
but
these taxes right at the start of a recession,
wanna
which
buy
we're
a
probably
house,
going into.
and so
The IRS also is forgiving a lot of like the pandemic late fees if you didn't file your taxes on time, like $1.2 billion. So if you filed your taxes and incurred a bunch of late fees during the pandemic, look into that because you might be getting some credit back for it.
there you go.
Yeah, sure you will.
Yeah,
They're
gonna give you
calling
all
me
the
to
money
collect
back.
this.
Yeah,
They always do that.
Motherfuckers.
By the way,
7,000 are going to give you that money back.
I will say
right
this:
away.
this is weird. So no, I'm scam alert.
Worst policy. This will be challenged in court for sure because it's probably borderline illegal. Because this should probably have to go through Congress. A change this big, raising taxes on everybody in America should probably have to go through Congress.
Is it a raise on everyone in America?
Yes.
Or is it a raise on a particular
Yes,
tax
it's
bracket?
by the tax
Stratified.
brackets. Like
Yes,
if you
by
make
tax
I think,
bracket,
I
Pat.
think
Yeah.
if
But
you
that's
make
not
like
everyone in
under
America.
50,000, it's like $300 in taxes. If you make like 50 to 70,
Yes,
it's
it
like
is.
$1,000 in
Everybody
taxes.
pays
If you make
taxes.
over $100,000, it's going to be like 25. I don't know. It's based on the tax brackets. The more you make, the more you're gonna pay. But
Well,
everyone's
sounds-
paying a small
yeah.
amount. Or
Sounds like
Stratifying
I'm
the
paying
cost
for
of
everyone's
college
education.
tuition exactly
Thank you,
over
guys.
all
Yeah,
taxpayers.
thanks.
Yeah.
So thanks.
Oh, you're
thanks
welcome,
to-
Mark.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
glad
welcome.
that you're benefiting from this.
Hopefully.
But I mean, like
Now that I've announced it, I fucking better, right?
the
But
fact is,
I'm gonna let you know if it fails.
the fact is that this is, it's somewhat of a move right before midterms, right before a recession. So we'll see how
I get
this,
it. It's
plays out for him.
polarizing. My one point is that this was coming, or he was going to get fucking eaten alive by the Democrats because he promised this.
Well, I mean, it's going to also fire up the Republicans. This is going
For sure.
to fire up tax haters.
It's
for midterms.
it's polar. It's a lightning rod move, and we'll see how it plays out. But that's today's cup of coffee in the big time. That's it.
That's all we got.
That's all we got.
My name's George Mirasan. I'm starring in the new movie Rocky.
Yes, sir.
You wouldn't be able to tell the difference. I swear to God.
No.
Yeah,
He's
with
like,
your
well,
eyes closed.
Murasan's like Stallone with voice modulation, like because it's like an octave lower, because he's got that
And
big ass
slower.
voice box.
I hope Mirasan's still alive. Is he?
He's got to be.
I don't know.
We would have
Yeah,
heard
no
about
problem.
that.
I think he's doing great.
Yeah, he's doing great, Pat.
He's doing okay.
I'm gonna find out.
Check it out. All right, guys, let's move on. One of the best parts
Yeah.
of any job, let me start over. One of the best parts of any job you enjoy are the people you work with, right? I remember when my dad pulled me out of college for being drunk and too high, and I went to work hauling drywall, boom truck, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Best part of that job was the guys I worked with and the laughs we shared. Otherwise, I would have quit immediately because the job was terrible. You guys ever have a job like that? It can be a grind,
Yes.
but love who you work with.
Yes.
Maybe you're doing that job right now.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah. Right now. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody's had,
Right,
jobs
right.
like that, I'm
Right.
sure.
Your
Unless
coworkers-
you've hated every single job you've ever been at, that's a possibility.
Right. But your coworkers make up a big reason why you might like that job. They become your family. Sometimes you get together outside of work for, family get-togethers.
Sometimes you fuck them.
Right. Sometimes you get to have
That
you
happens.
work,
happy
You work at a
hours,
restaurant or any
fuck
sort
each
of
other.
hospital. You're fucking the shit out of them.
You
Shit
cheat
where
on
you
your
eat,
significant others with them.
Yeah, yeah.
All kinds of stuff. Whatever the
Offices
occasion.
too. Yeah.
Your coworkers become a huge part of
Sure.
your life and reason you stay at your job. I would say this holds to be even more true when you work at a thankless job that pays absolute dog shit while you put your life on the line. Why else would you do a job like that if it weren't for the people you work with, right?
Especially
that's-
people that stay in those jobs for long
Yeah.
periods of time. Yeah.
Is this
Absolutely.
about? Is this a police thing?
It absolutely is.
It sounds like. it.
Well, the mayor of New York City is a fucking idiot, Mayor Eric Adams, and he doesn't seem to realize those simple facts when it comes to one of the city's most important workforces. It's police officers. I mean, it would make sense that cops need to form strong bonds, right? They need to trust each other. They need to have each other's backs. That way, when Lady Mischief spreads her legs wide open and tells the criminals in New York to, come and fuck it, The cops are a strong team of leg closers, right? They closed Lady Mischief's
Get
legs.
those legs closed.
Right, ready to push them back together. Say,
Yeah.
knock it off, you whore.
Yeah.
And that takes trust. It takes teamwork, right?
It's like a woman in the villages when Stallone rolls around. They're just
That's right.
wide open. Wet.
That's right. But what Mayor Adams wants to do is take away that trust. He wants to take away that camaraderie, take away that unity. Here's where I tell you what the news is, which is why he has ordered all NYPD cops to stop talking to each other on the streets, to stop congregating and sharing important information, and stop
What?
being a team. Yep, one moron.
What about in the walkie-talkies? I mean, isn't that part of the job?
What does that mean?
So here's what the new order. The new order comes from after a slew of criticisms from Adams about cops not doing their jobs. The first was in April when he said transit
He's
cops.
a former cop, by the way.
Oh, yeah, he's a former captain. Were patrolling their iPhones instead of working. Then came the incident where Mayor Adams confronted officers during a bike ride. Here's the tweet. He told them, hey, those guys are standing too close to each other. They need to be separated, move around a little bit. Here's cops congregating, all over the city. They hang out.
This is what happens when a cop becomes mayor. He thinks he's he's in charge. He thinks he's every single cop's individual boss.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So he didn't like. Yeah, he, instead of being captain, now he's the commanding. he's commander.
No, this is a bad look for him.
So the new order.
He's micromanaging all the
Attorney
police in
General
the
now.
city.
Oh yeah, he's a big micromanager, and he's doing a shitty job because wait till I tell you the crime statistics. So the new order is part of the patrol guide for officers and supervisors, which says, quote, do not congregate or engage in unnecessary conversation with other members of the service while on post, absent police necessity. So he doesn't want you chatting. He doesn't want you saying hello. He just wants you to just,
It's the cell phone rule.
Right.
You can't, like at a restaurant or whatever, you can't be on your cell phone.
Yeah, you
there's
can't
time
be
to
caught.
lean, there's time to clean, right?
Yeah,
You can't be caught looking around. Right. Yeah.
There's time to lean. There's time to clean.
That's right. So the order has received a lot of criticism from the Police Benevolent Association president, Patrick Lynch, saying, quote, the order is unnecessary. Pretty soon there won't be enough cops left to congregate anywhere in the city anyway, because these miserable working conditions and low pay are forcing them to quit in droves. So the cops are already on edge. They recently put down a law that says that they can't fuck each other. So now he doesn't even want them to talk to each other. And
Can they go to
It's
the
all been
bars
since
together?
Adams came in.
yeah, this is all since January 2022 when Adams came into
He made a law that said officers aren't allowed to have sex
Yeah.
with one another.
Yeah, that or underlings aren't allowed to basically be in relationships.
It's got to be a horizontal. It's got to be
underlings.
beat cop with beat cop.
Yeah, bosses and underlings can't.
Detectives with detectives.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And he also made a rule in May that said that police officers were to begin solo patrols in the subway system because he was sick of people on their cell phones. Then a day later, a cop got brutally assaulted on a Brookway subway
That
platform.
sounds like the worst idea ever.
What
Yeah.
was that? A booklet?
Brooklyn subway platform. Yeah.
Okay.
Meanwhile, the overall crime index in New York City increased in July 2022 by 30.5% compared to 2021.
That's a lot of leg spreading.
That's a lot of lady misters. 6 of the 7 major crime categories saw huge increases, driven by a 40.6% increase in grand larceny, 37.2% increase in robbery, and a 25.6% increase in burglary. This is all since Adams took control.
Are they understaffed? I wonder, because I know
They-
a lot of
they're
police departments have been going
Chicago
through the
is,
issue after the pandemic specifically.
They're extremely
Well,
understaffed, but they're
after
also unhappy
2020.
and
2020
quitting
made a lot of cops
by
quit.
in droves, Pat.
Yeah.
Because they're
I mean, we
unhappy.
covered that. They've
Right,
been
so is crime up because they're doing this
the
policy, or is
riots of
crime up
2020
because
made tons of
they're
cops quit their
understaffed?
jobs.
Yeah.
Both. All.
I mean,
all.
why are they quitting?
The
Because
cops are understaffed. They're not happy.
right. They're not.
They're
happy.
quitting because they had to deal with a very challenging record.
They had to deal with the riots of 2020.
Yeah.
Right. And they're unhappy, and
It is what it is.
Mayor Adams ain't helping
Why we
their
don't have
happiness by telling them not to talk to each other and letting them fuck each other. I can tell you that. So this is all while Mayor Adams is
doesn't
under
help.
scrutiny for going out to eat at shady restaurants. He's like a mob boss, this guy, and returning favors for being admitted into private clubs. The mayor had this to say. Here's the news report that came out yesterday about the mayor's doings.
There's a New York Times article that is questioning whether or not some of his activity is violating the city's ethics rules.
They're saying that Eric goes out to restaurant. Breaking news. Duh. Yes, I do. And I don't hide in doing it.
Mayor Adams calling
Me
this
too, Eric.
report in the New York Times silly. The report raises questions about the mayor's relationship with the owners of Osteria La Baya, a restaurant in Midtown. The twin brothers who own the place have a checkered past, according to the New York Times, of felony convictions, unpaid tax bills, and other legal issues. The restaurant
food's
is
also
one of the
criminally
mayor's
good.
favorites, and the Times is reporting the mayor visited La Baya on at least 14 nights in June. The article
times in
also
June.
points out the mayor is a regular at Zero Bond, a private members club in NoHo.
Hilarious.
The mayor
He does
is
live
not
like
a
a mob
member.
boss.
The owner, Scott Sardiano, is standing next to Mayor Adams before he was
14
elected,
times in
as he
June?
promised to support the city's nightlife. This year, Mayor Adams appointed Sardiano to the board of the Metropolitan Museum, a sought-after position on the New York social scene.
Yeah, he's a mob
My
boss.
booth ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes to his
Oh,
favorite
yeah.
restaurant. He hangs out with shady criminals that owe a bunch of money to the city, and he gets free food. And they talk about how
He's
they'll.
like
they're gonna-
Scarface.
Yeah,
He goes-
yeah. He's in the mafia. This guy.
Yeah.
And then when he goes between his little hangouts, he dresses down the street officers who aren't who aren't dressed his
Hey,
liking.
move out of the way. You're talking to each other. Get out of the way.
I don't need you busting any crime out
Yeah,
here.
I don't, Wes. I don't know
be
if you
sharing
remember.
tips with each other.
Right.
When he first announced his candidacy, I played that video of him from when he was a captain and it was him searching his son's room, and he was like, "If you leave a contraband, I'm gonna find the contraband." And he just seemed like such a moron. And I got to tell you, this matches up exactly with what that video you would expect if that guy was to become mayor.
Yeah.
This is pretty hilarious. The Conflicts of Interest Board ruled that he could not give his brother Bernard a $210,000 job as the head of the mayor's security detail.
Yeah. No, he's a criminal. This guy. He's worse than DeBlasio already.
Criminal, this guy.
I mean, look at look at him.
Oh man, I wonder.
I mean, the video, I'll never forget his contraband example of how to search for contraband video when he was a New York police officer is one of the most hysterical things because he's just such an inept performer, and it's hilarious to watch. And this matches up. I mean, he seems like he would be inept at most things.
Duh.
These are the Labaya brothers. That
Yeah,
are
look at
making
these
criminal-
guys.
These are the criminals he goes to every night.
I don't know if you guys saw this recently, but the Genovese and Lucchese crime families, right, who you thought were dead, just got busted like last week for operating illegal casino games in their restaurants.
Oh man.
They might want to check the
wanna
Oysteria
check-
or whatever.
they might
yeah,
wanna check it.
Labaya.
There's a back room in that
I think
restaurant.
they got moved. Yeah, the games got moved.
14 times in June, huh?
Yeah.
He raves about the mushrooms. It says.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, he raves about the mushrooms and the stacks of cash that are slid under the table.
Those brothers have pled guilty to money laundering in the past.
Yeah, no, they're criminals. He associates with known criminals.
That's Zan Petroyasantis and Robert Petroyasantis.
Yeah.
I mean, what an idiot. This guy's
That's right,
This guy's
Pat.
a
No,
fool.
he is, Wes. No, he is. This just confirms what the contraband video started like a year and a half ago when I first saw it. I was like, man, that guy
Jeez,
seems
don't-
criminally stupid.
I'll tell you
And,
what though, don't
yeah.
cross him, Don't fucking cross Mayor Adams.
No.
Don't
He'll
cross
put you
the
in
New
the
York
back room.
Times. This is a
Yeah.
fucking bloodbath of an article, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those brothers
yeah,
are
the
bad
New York
news,
Times
dude.
article was bad. So yeah, good luck, New York, with Mayor Adams. You might want to vote him out as soon as you possibly can.
He's like the kingpin.
Oh, he is. Yeah, he's like if Hunter Biden was the mayor.
Yeah, he's like the crime is up. Good.
Oh my God, bro. This. Hold on. This is a quote from William Benson, who's the founder of the luxury brand Billionaires Row, who's one of the clubs he goes to. He goes, he's defending him. He goes, the players come out at night, the money guys, the bankers, the athletes. It makes sense for the mayor to go and rub shoulders and build relationships. He said,
yeah.
Those conversations don't start from 9 to 5.
Nah.
No, the
mayor
mayor's
gets up at
job
11.
starts at night, baby.
Yeah.
That's the night shift.
What kind of
Mayor
business
Adams
do you have
works
to
the night
do
shift,
with
baby.
the hustlers? What kind of
It's like-
business do you have to fucking do with the hustlers?
He's the mayor
bro?
of Gotham.
Give me my fucking cufflinks. Yeah, exactly. He's like the mayor. The mayor of Gotham.
I used to use that excuse for the music business. Honey, I can't be
He's
home.
the mayor, dude.
It's my working hours.
Oh,
Yeah. So good luck. That's Mayor Adams for you.
wow.
Nice. Thank you, Wes, for explaining. Appreciate that. All right, let's take a trip, fellas.
It's time for the TikTok International Moment.
And before we start our little vacation here inside the episode, I wanted to bring up the YouTube comment we were discussing yesterday as it came up live, and we thought, oh man, that was probably some shit talking. Turns out, no, it was Logan Hink on YouTube commenting, why do these people, and that's all we saw.
No, have such low.
Have such low.
It's
Why do these people have such low? And we saw ... Turns out he said subscribers and views, they should have blown up.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Well,
Logan.
we're not dead yet, Logan
You're right,
Hink.
Will. Yeah.
Thank you, Logan.
They
yeah,
should
we're not dead.
blow up.
No, in fact, it's just the start. Please spread the word, Logan, and everybody else.
Logan brings up a good point. People need to spread the word.
Yeah.
We do provide a high-quality, 80% accurate news show about an hour long every weekday.
That's
Exactly.
right.
80% accuracy guaranteed.
And only one of us has student debts in their household, so don't be too mad about that. You know, right?
Yeah, exactly. Look,
definitely
take after Logan. He says we should have blown up. You heard it first from Logan. All right, it's time
There
for
you
the
go.
trip, fellas. We're starting off in Hamburg, Germany, where on Tuesday of this week, a dispute broke out at the Oyendorfer Lake Park. And there's the park, fellas. You can see it on the show, on the video show here. It's just a nice, sort of like lakefront. It's got trails.
Looks
you can lay
delightful.
out in the grass. Yeah. You
Some
get
titties out there.
a little swimming
Oh,
area.
yeah.
Germans love
Germany,
to get nude.
Germans, yeah, they
show
are
off their
all about
big,
the
tall,
topless.
and pale bodies.
Pops his tops off. Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, the tops, they get in the way in the summertime.
My
yeah.
cousin married a German man, and she went to like their like summer house, out there, and
yeah.
and like the parents
Orgy?
get naked in front of like their kids,
yeah.
so like you're staring at your mom's tits and shit,
and,
It's-
and
it's-
grandpa's anteater.
yeah, it's fucking
because
weird, man.
none of them are circumcised.
You're like,
Right.
why am I thirsty?
They don't care.
Nah, they love nudity. Germans are awesome. They love to drink beers too,
Yeah.
and they love to fuck. Like Germans
Yeah.
are
Oh, they're a
real
fun crowd.
time.
Yeah, that is the
Yeah.
porn that I will eject out of the fastest, though, if I identify
Well,
it. As
they're
take it
very
too
free.
far.
Yeah, they
They
take it a
take
little
it-
too
as
far.
soon as I
take it
hear
too
the
far.
tinge of an accent, because the cameras are getting so good these days, I can't tell what the
Yeah.
color of the video so much anymore.
Sit down and relax. I will take care of it.
So speaking of Germans taking it a little too far, that's what happened at this Oyendorfer Lake Park here, when you'd think it's just like all arguments about like, hey, pick up your dog shit off the trail. No, we had a different one on Tuesday morning when three women in their early 30s or late 20s, only one of the ages was reported, were walking a dog. When all of a sudden they claim that a 41-year-old man appeared out of nowhere, just
Always.
like on the trail here, and he started insulting the group of ladies. Okay, just like, I don't know what a good insult is in German, but he's laying it into him, like "fuck you," I don't-
Scheissekopf, something like
yeah, whatever they
You
do.
are very tan.
Germans.
insult. Yeah.
Your office desk is probably messy.
Yeah,
Right,
you s-
no idea
You
how they
don't
talk shit.
stand when you work. You sit.
Your posture is horrible.
Yeah.
The cars from your country are inefficient.
So that's what he's saying to these ladies. He jumps on the path. He says, talking all that shit. And then as the dog owner, one of the three ladies pulled out her cell phone to call the police, the man responded by allegedly kicking her dog and then pulling out his penis for the dog, her, the owner, and her two friends to just look at. So that
Well,
was
the
his
dog
reply.
needed to know who was alpha too.
Dog
Right.
kick, penis pull. I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, so he's like, you're gonna call the cops on me. Here you go.
Yeah.
Was the
Tell
man
them
too.
what I'm doing now.
Tell them the move I just pulled on.
Yeah.
Kicked your dog and showed you my penis.
Are the police impressed? Yeah. The argument, fellas, as you can imagine, continued to escalate from there to the point where the man allegedly picked up a seagull on the lakeside there, stabbed it.
What? I've been
Yeah.
trying to catch a seagull my whole life. How the hell did he pick up a seagull?
Must
This
have been
guy's-
sleeping or something.
This guy's skillful, Pat.
Must have been
It
sleeping.
wasn't his
This guy-
first. It wasn't his first seagull grab.
He snuck
He
up on the
lives at the
girls
park.
too,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a homeless guy who lives in the park, I think, after hearing this. But yeah, he snatches a seagull there. Whether some reports say he stabbed it and killed it. Some reports say he had stashed a dead seagull there and it was already there.
More than
Somebody
likely.
fucked it.
He grabs this seagull, stabs it to death, killing it
The seagull was a plant.
right in front of her eyes, and then proceeded to beat the 31-year-old female dog owner with the dead seagull
Hell yeah.
carcass
Jesus.
right there on the lakeside
That'll
in front
give
of all
you
the
a
other park
disease.
goers.
You can't get a cut from that. That'll get you infected.
Yeah. He's just beating her with a dead seagull.
It's a once in a
Many say
lifetime
he stabbed
show.
it freshly right there.
What was his name? Well, do
No
we have a
one
name
wrote
on
this.
it?
It's Europe, Pat, so it's protected. We do have his age.
It's
We have
fed.
ages for everybody.
He's been feeding those seagulls for years, waiting for this moment just to gain trust.
One of these days, I'm going to get you and
Snaps its neck.
beat a woman with you.
We do know he's 41 years old. I do suspect he lives in the park. And Mark, we found out the answer to are the police impressed with his penis, because they were. They came sprinting in at this point as he was beating her with the dead seagull. They chased the semi-nude German seagull-killing man into the lake, the little lake that's in the park there, and arrested him in the middle of the lake after he treaded water for 30 minutes, like refusing to get onto the
all
boat.
day. Yeah.
Yeah. So they pull him up onto the boat. They find 2 knives on him. Everybody's so fucking like jazzed about it over in Hamburg that a local police reporter made a video out of the cops pulling out all their toys to get this guy out of the lake. Here
He's
it is.
like
Check
eating
it out.
raw fish.
They got the fucking helicopter, the big ass truck. And there's the boat. All
broke
the
out the
cops in
helicopters.
Hamburg. Yeah. So, but unfortunately, because it's Europe, they didn't have this guy's fucking image because like criminals are protected over there for some reason.
Get it.
So
You gotta let the people know what this guy looks like so they can
You do.
avoid him.
It's dangerous.
do. Something tells me if you live in Hamburg and you go to that park frequently, you know exactly who did this.
Yeah.
You know, for a fact.
It's the Seagull King.
Yeah. Exactly. Guy covered in seagull shit.
King Seagull.
Everyone's had a run in with him. Yeah.
I always try to stay away from King Seagull on my walk.
Steven Seagull.
Don't go there at night. You know what I mean?
No. Well, don't go there at all, really,
Yeah.
with him in the park, but especially at night. Okay, let's take off for Thailand. But look at this, guys. We're on an Ethiopian air flight. Oh, no. I hope the pilots don't pass out on this one like they did last week on Ethiopian Airlines Flight 343, where they literally flew from Sudan straight past Ethiopia in a Boeing 737-800 at an altitude of 37,000 feet without stopping.
They're working these guys too hard.
They're
Yeah.
both asleep.
They were both asleep, the pilot and the co-pilot. And once you pass your landing city at cruising altitude, that causes an alarm to go off in the cockpit. They finally woke up.
yeah.
Air traffic control had said they tried to contact them numerous times before they were supposed to wake up and land. They wouldn't wake up. Finally, the alarm went
Do
off.
you think they tried to play it off like,
yeah.
the thing wasn't working?
100%.
I think this is how they did it, Mark. They were like, whoopsie, sorry about that, folks. Just took a little snooze there for a second. I'm kidding. We had to wait for the jetway there. Hey, while we turn around, check out this video of an Australian guy testing a watermelon with crystals. Then they landed 25
Holy
minutes later
shit.
safely.
That
Did you guys see that, though?
That
That's
guy's gonna
pretty
kill
awesome.
someone.
That reminds me of the time I went out to lunch with these people, and they put their hands. They were like some really like weirdos, and they put their hands over their food to absorb the energy of their food. They were like, it was like over like fries at like like a burger joint, and they're just like so bohemian. They were putting their hands over their food and closing their eyes.
Well, what's
They
funny
were
is
praying.
I had some.
No, they weren't praying. They were getting the
watermelons,
energy
yeah.
from the food.
Well,
here, I'm going to put them up again on silent.
No, yeah, I don't know if the sounds of silence is gonna fly with you.
it's not going to fly.
No.
Oh, well, we'll cut that part out. Now this is up on silent. You can see if that was cut out. Anyways,
Yeah,
this
he's a
man
psychopath.
is testing a watermelon slice.
I usually just touch the fruit to see if it's
With,
if it's a good one to buy or
with a
not.
crystal. He's dangling a crystal above it. It's
I
like Wes
finger
was
it.
saying. He's putting the prayer energy into the food. Yeah. Anyways, he must be a spiritual guy. All right, we've landed, fellas, in the Phang Nga province of Thailand, and it's for a murderous elephant, as I said at the top.
Yes, come on.
It is a pandemic, an epidemic of murderous elephants at this point, and the mostly legal weed with vague laws that they recently enacted over there in Thailand didn't chill out at least one Thai resident. Maybe they need to start feeding cannabis to these elephant laborers because they are freaking out, man. One male elephant laborer named Pom Pam, who until recently worked at a rubberwood plantation, he stabbed his owner, Supchai Wongafed, 33 years old, to death with his tusks. He stabbed him several times, and then he ripped his body in half. And that's what the Thai police said after, quote unquote, going crazy in the heat. So
he telecomed him.
Yep, you could see him. All the people there putting his body into the bag.
This is bad.
He's in musk or whatever you call it. Musk.
No, Wes. He was mad. He was being worked too hard in the heat.
Oh, this is not good. The elephants are a concern now because they're huge, and if they don't like humans now.
It's a big point. I mean, these ones are laborers.
Right.
They're used to move logs.
Well, maybe we should free them. Like stop making them do the labor. Maybe we should stop them having the elephants do the labor because they're going to rebel.
Can anybody else not see Mark?
I can see him.
I can see him.
Oh, sorry. Must be my internet. Weird. That was crazy. Didn't hear anything that just happened.
Well, Mark's saying that we should kill the elephants.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. I was getting to that. Yeah.
Interesting.
He said free them. He said free.
I said free them. I said not have them be laborers because they're going to spread the word. They're going to spread the word to the other elephants that are already free, and then they're going to all team up like Planet of the Apes style.
So this is an illegal labor situation. Thai livestock officers came in and tranquilized the illegal laborer so that the owner's remains could be collected like that, like I showed you the picture, and that the elephant then could be taken to a rescue, Mark. So they take these things, these murderous elephants who have the taste for human blood, and they put them into a rescue facility.
I already made the Tillicum joke. That's exactly what happened in Tillicum. That elephant's going to kill several more people.
Mark, you might be onto something because pour one out for Soup Chai, this elephant's owner, Pom Pam. But turns out another rubber wood carrying Asian elephant, that's a trend, fellas, owner in the Chawang district of southern Thailand was also killed by his elephant last month that mutilated his body with its tusks and tore it in half. This is on top, of course, of the Indian woman who was trampled to death and then again trampled at the funeral by an Asian elephant over in India in her town. And then this is also on top of another Thai elephant named Sly Stallone of the Ong Bak series. Turns out that elephant was held at the Chiang Mai Zoo in Thailand until he killed his handler, Somsak Ringarurn, 54 years old in 2017.
Sad sack?
Yeah.
That's my hope too, Wes.
Tough for sad sack.
They're the fourth smartest animal. I mean, here's the thing. Anyone on the top 10 smartest animals list, top 5, with the ability to kill, will kill. That's just the truth. Chimpanzees, elephants, dolphins can't kill humans, sorry. Pigs can't kill humans.
They can drown humans.
They can. But smart animals
so
kill.
could orcas.
Yes.
Think about that.
Brains and brawn.
So Fly Ekasit, not only is that the Ong Bak elephant, but this thing, Pat, you're right. It was unchained for bathing for a mere couple of minutes, and that's when it killed its owner.
Oh man! Plus, elephants like to get drunk. Oh man, I'm adding elephants to the list. They're officially on the list. With
Mark, they're 9 feet tall, over 4 tons apiece, and with a range that spans at least 1/3 of the globe for the Asiatic elephant.
They're a threat.
I'd be a little bit more worried about them on land.
Yes, they're on
than
land.
orcas in the sea.
They're land whales, basically.
Good point. Yeah. They're land whales.
You don't want to see an elephant in the water,
angry. Though. In Florida, yeah. Ooh.
Just
Hippos
saying.
are probably next. I mean, they've been killing people for years, though.
These things might get at you quicker than an orca because they are on land.
It's true.
Watch out when you're in Asia.
All right, guys. Bad news for rapper FN Menka. Menka was dropped by Capitol Records, major label, after being signed to the label just days ago.
He was dropped. Why?
He was dropped. Well,
who is he?
Menka. He's an AI rapper. He's a robot rapper. He was created inside a computer. He looks like a SoundCloud rapper. Here's kind of what, if I could find the photo, here's what he looks like.
I love his picture.
Here's what he looks like.
Bitmoji.
Okay, he's a rapper with a bronze hand and lower
That's gold, Will.
mandible. Oh, gold. Sorry, gold hand and lower mandible, and those are like cyborg pieces. And then he's got bright green eyes and dreads. The eyes have no pupils.
He's like an African drug lord guy.
He's according to the creators, he's transracial, so he doesn't have a race.
What's up with the corn? Mm-hmm. The corn on the end of the
he does fun little videos on his TikTok, which has 10 million followers.
You know, Pat, for being totally non-racial, he has some pronounced dreadlocks.
And yes,
Yeah.
and brown
Okay.
skin. Yep.
Yeah.
But
He
he's
looks like the
non-racial.
bad guy in a shitty comic book.
Yeah. Here's the issue. I mean, the issued statement, guys, from Capitol Music Group. So CMG has severed ties with the FN Mecca project, effective immediately. We offer our deepest apologies to the black community for our insensitivity in signing this project without asking enough questions about equity and the creative process behind it. We thank those of you who've reached out to us with constructive feedback. I'm sure it was constructive in the past couple of days. Your input was invaluable, and we came to the decision to end our association with the project. So, it's one thing. Rap, right? Rap is and hip hop. It is an African American art form. Truly. Now, that doesn't mean anyone can't participate in it, but it really pisses the black community off when their culture is co-opted, which we've seen.
Robots.
Well, with first white rappers, which doesn't so much happen that often anymore. It does happen with Tekashi 6ix9ine, but now it's an insult to injury thing when it's a AI generated rapper dropping the N-word in songs and posting photos like this of a cop beating him down in a prison with the caption, "Police brutality. What should I do? This guard keeps beating me with his baton because I won't snitch. I ain't no rat. No, life in prison is so depressing. I wish I could get out so I could start making fire music."
How did the robot get arrested?
No,
Well,
it's
look.
an AI, Mark, that guesses what kids
like
would like to see
A
from
white
rapper.
guy doing a cartoon book
Yeah.
about a black rapper.
Right.
But it's an AI, Wes. They trained it, so it's probably
I know.
all white people that trained it
Right.
and
Yeah.
programmed it
It's
to
like
know
Replika.
exactly.
It's like
yeah.
it's like my AI girlfriend.
Well, how was he? Did he spit fire?
Wes.
I
yeah,
can't
oh,
play the
yeah.
music for you, but it's not fire. It sounds like exactly what you'd think it would sound like. Just another fucking dumb new rap song.
He's an AI mumble rapper, right?
Yeah, he did a song with Gunna, who's actually in jail.
I love it.
He did a song with Gunna.
Called Florida Water. I think it went gold. It did really well.
Florida water.
But it's fucking horrible, bro. Evan Mecca's voice is based off a real human, right? But everything else that the rapper does, his verses, his rhymes,
Right, so it's an
are
insult
AI.
to these guys that think they're doing art, and now some like AI thing can do it just as good.
Well,
I mean, that's
Wes, but
insulting.
think about it this way: not only is it an insult, it's taking their jobs. So
Right.
like these they could make AI fucking hosts of us, and they could easily take our jobs.
Yeah,
Like
Right.
This is crazy.
But
what's
but-
going
but-
on?
but the
they
thing
couldn't
is,
take our jobs.
Oh, they
this
could.
person, it's one thing to be an imposter
ours.
who comments
No, not
on
ours.
the news, right? That's very different than someone who pretends to be of a certain culture and figures out how to monetize a business or create a business by showcasing that culture that this person obviously could not participate in because he's a fucking robot.
The co-opting of the culture by a fucking AI is insane that the
It's
company
absolutely
thought they
insane.
could get away with it.
It's
That's-
absolutely insane.
That's
that is
amazing.
nuts. But yeah, what I'm saying, like from a broader sense of industry, of performance industry, they definitely are going to be able to make like writing AIs and performance AIs like this thing that could fucking try to replace everything.
100%. And the creators
It's
are
already happening.
collecting on the songwriting and the publishing because the fucking algorithm they built is writing the songs. I'm going to play you a
AI's
taste.
I've been saying AI's coming for that ass, all of that ass.
Dude,
Everyone's
there's
ass.
there's that robot that plays the timpani drums. I'm gonna find that fucking robot and murder it. If you're an artist of any kind and you see AI artists, you need to kill them. You need to kill them on spot.
Unplug them.
Here is a little bit of taste.
Make them say something racist.
of what FN Mecca's.
Make them say something racist.
Well,
Get kicked
Mark,
out.
you're onto something.
Yeah.
Here's a taste of what FN Mecca's. It is also kind of hilarious that it's essentially a sounding board. It's a mirror back to these
You
people.
gotta Ron Burgundy these people, like make them read the teleprompter and get canceled.
Here's his TikTok. Here's a video from his TikTok.
Damn! Mac about to dunk with the jetpack, but hold on, let me put in some Adam first. Damn! Look at that boy go! Woo!
Yeah, so that's FN Mecca wearing a jetpack and dunking on a hoop.
Basketball on a,
Right.
on a chain net hoop. Okay.
Here's another that I can't play the audio on, but he's skateboarding while doing a Rubik's Cube.
Very cool.
He's bowling.
And disrespecting the lanes.
Right. He's standing a broom up straight.
Bowling's gay.
Yeah, and he's got a
He
Bentley.
just used a crowbar on something.
With
I mean,
a
this
Bentley
thing is
hood
just
ornament.
like a walking, like racism machine.
Yeah, it's
like
pretty fucked up.
I'm sick of dealing with these mumble rappers. Can't we just make one?
Yeah.
Damn!
Damn! Look at Menka about to go off.
Look at Menka stealing your white daughter.
Why did they think this is okay for a fucking AI to do when it's not okay for other races to do?
It's not. It's not okay. It would be like riffraff dropping the N-word is what the equivalent is. Yeah. Guys, the man who voiced, so there's a real voice, right? So what this guy did is he read, a quick brown fox jumps over the sleeping dog or whatever. He read multiple times to give the AI algorithm a voice so they can then use that voice sample and create new, compositions. And the guy who lent his voice has come forward saying the project creators ghosted him and haven't paid him.
Wow.
And essentially, as soon as it got off the ground, they won't return his calls and not compensate him.
These people are unscrupulous? No way.
They just got dropped by Capital. I mean, well, also
from his phone calls with them.
Yeah.
Damn. Y'all can rip me off like that. Damn. Y'all just gonna ghost me?
Damn. Voicemail again.
Yeah, they're just voicemails.
Damn. That's just him.
Anyway, good riddance.
Yeah,
Mecca. I'm glad that you have 10 million more TikTok followers than we do. Anyway, get out there, guys. Oh, let's get the wheel up. We got to
wheel. What we need to do, Pat, we just need to make our own AIs of ourselves, and then we'll be extra.
Today's
Pat's
on the high five.
Yeah,
right?
Pat's on high five.
Yeah,
high
okay,
five
so
tomorrow,
Pat's
right?
off. Yeah, we're recording. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, here we go.
Running
Damn.
Because think about it. If we had double ourselves, imagine how productive we could be. Imagine how much fresh content we could be pushing out.
Yeah.
Imagine the amount of racist accents we could fit on the show.
That's true. Our AI avatars
coffee.
would be so easy to trick into being racist, probably.
Yeah.
People would get us like day one, probably.
Yeah, our samples pretty dark.
I'll be on TikTok. Mark
Will is coffee. Wes is TikTok. Pat is high five. And I'll bring you some. Damn, I'll bring you a story.
Damn.
There we go. So get out there. Have a great fucking day.